Ministry of Education abstract figures show that in 2013, Primary 1 enrollment was 1,875,553 across the country, both in public and private schools. Being enrolled in 2013 means they were to sit their Primary 7 in 2020. But 7 years on, only 736,942 sat for primary leaving exams. This means 1,138,611 kids did not proceed to sit for their finals. Looking at previous years, in 2012, 1,876,565 were in P1, but only 683,302 sat PLE in 2019. Around 1,193,263 dropped out. In 2011, there were 1,839,714 pupils in P1, yet only 659,633 proceeded to sit PLE in 2018. Most of the remaining 1,180,081 dropped out. In 2010, 1,943,552 kids entered P1, but only 631,282 completed the level in 2017. 1,312,270 did not make it.
Although it's hard to find definite figures, there are pupils who take more years to complete primary school. However, those that delay cannot account for the more than 1 million pupils classified in this report as dropout for each cycle. So where do most of them go?
Godibatu Mushabe, the Executive Director, Great Lakes Institute for Strategic Studies, has been following the dropout rate since the introduction of universal primary education in 1997 and says it's been a serious problem for a long time.
If this data is accurate, then we have a tragedy unfolding before our eyes. Because the other option is that the data is cooked by the people who do the enrollment, which means that then UP would be the biggest corruption scandal that has ever happened in this country. The bigger problem is that 5-10 years down the road, you will have millions of unemployed and unemployable young people to deal with. And that is the policy crisis that we are confronted with as a country.
Asked about this, State Minister for Primary Education, Joyce Moriku Kaduchu, acknowledged the numbers are alarming and said the fight is on to bring them down.
Government is trying all possible means to see how best can we retain these girls, these boys at school, in terms of improving the infrastructure, in terms of increasing the teachers, in terms of improving the teaching material.
For the millions of primary school dropouts, the Education Ministry says government has started deliberate skilling programs to equip them.
And that is one important aspect that you can best give for the child so that she or he becomes a useful citizen.
Analysts think decentralization of education and increasing education budgets would change these stats. But what does government think will turn the tables?
You need to organize the education system across the 15 regions of Uganda and build and provide the money, provide the human resource, support the human resource capacity, and create some level of competition in terms of performance.
Because we work in such a way that the basic education is being implemented at the local government, the district level, while the secondary education we still manage at the central level. But even at the district level, there's a lot that we can do, you know, for us to be able to manage really properly the institution, the schools. Like each district has got a sole responsibility to plan, to implement, evaluate, and at the end of it all, really to monitor. What is important is probably how best can we have that exchange? How best do we compare notes?
Uganda has one of the highest numbers of unemployed graduates, and these figures only add to the worry if solutions are not found. Edward Muhumza, NTV.